Live on the mics. What's up, big guy? Big guy coming in.
Hot.
Let us know how we sound, big guy. I'd really appreciate that. And 5, 4, 3.
Happy New Year. Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It is lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode, 307, is entitled Emotional Maturity. Is emotional maturity important to Christians? Is it mentioned in the Bible? How do you know if you're emotionally mature? We'll be talking about that at the table this evening, so pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com, and while there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it'd be great if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we will have someone join us so that you can get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. And that's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in
Rome 2026.
Rome 2026.
Well, Lunchtime in Rome 2026.
Yeah.
We're into
year
the
number.
later stages of the 2020s.
True.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And 7 years? 8
Of this
years
podcast?
of this podcast?
2018, November 2018,
7 plus.
episode
oh, no.
307.
7 plus.
Yeah.
Pretty soon this podcast will be in its late 20s. That's false.
That's a long way away.
Thank you,
Buddy
everybody.
teaches music, everybody.
Bad math. Hey, guys, I just came from a mistake that may have been brilliant. I double booked not only myself, but 2 meetings at the church at the exact same time, hence double book. At a Penn Hill Sports Hall of Fame meeting and a Young Life trivia night fundraiser subcommittee meeting, both meeting at the church at the same time. Felt bad about it. I don't even know how it happened.
Are you going to be in both of them? Is that what you're saying? Or
I had to be in both.
Oh, okay.
Both at 6:30 p.m., both at the church.
Was it like a sitcom and you're like,
Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom.
What? I was fully up front. I told everybody, hey, my bad, double booked, whatever. The beauty of it was, the hidden brilliance of it was, because, I'm not running either meeting.
okay.
And that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're supposed to be.
No,
Oh,
because I don't like to be in a meeting I'm
got
not
you.
in charge of.
Yes. Yes.
So I would be like, whoop, sorry. And I would just go to the other meeting for a little bit. Or I just play hooky and go to neither. I would just go into the office for a minute or two. And then the one meeting
What,
got,
that's the excuse.
it was so great.
I'm going to be in the other one.
Yeah. And I told him, hey, guys, if I have to dip out, I'm really sorry. And I really never did just dip out. But like I said, hey, do you need me to make copies? Oh, that would be great. Could take a couple extra minutes,
Right.
check the phone.
Copier jam.
And then the one meeting, the Young Life meeting was over. And I was like, gosh, the other meeting's not over yet.
How unfortunate.
I don't need to go to it right away. They come over here, went downstairs, saw Joe and Ben and the boys.
Boys' night. Yeah.
Boys Night Plus.
Plus
But,
Claudia.
Yeah. But so no, and it was great. We had a bunch of people there for the Young Life trivia night meeting. And it was great. And I'm encouraged by that. And the Penn Hill Sports Hall of Fame, we've turned a corner organizationally because it was a bit of a administrative grind where both Totter and I were like, this is not inherently worth our time. Like, we've got enough stress. These are not what, a lot of the people on that committee, this is what they do. They either are retired or they go to work and then they're on the committee. This is, I think at one point I tried to figure it out. It was like my 6th of the priority of things in my life. The Hall of Fame comes in, and I'm not talking about family. I'm talking about work or extracurricular activities. But brought some new people on, got a little more organized. It took us a year, but now we're in a good place. So it's just very exciting times. And I'm happy to have double booked because I got rid of 2 meetings.
Yeah.
Because I don't love meetings.
Right.
I might try that.
It's a brilliant thing. And we had good elders and trustees last night. Absolutely. We reorganized the elders.
That was last night. Today's been like a blur. Sorry. Yeah.
We reorganized the elders. It's probably the third time I've tried to make it both effective and efficient, to mild success in the past.
It's so funny because you asked me how do I think the elder meeting went, and I'm always honest with you, but I was like, what does he want me to say right now? Because I thought it went well, and I was like,
do you want me to join you?
and
in
I was like,
something negative?
it went good, and you're like, I thought it was as good as it could be, and I was like, yep.
No, but it was great because we were just talking about macro items and the 5 different things elders should be taking care of. And there was 2 moments. One was, 2 categories of moments. One was several times where we would go into the minutia of something. And I would say, right, that's the micro. We're staying up here in the macro. And then whoever we decide to run this specific thing can deal with the micro and report back to us. And God was just very good to me to always alert me to, no, that's micro. Don't go down that rabbit hole. And then at the very end, the topic of songs came up and repeating songs too often and this and that. And I tried to bring it back and then I just let it go for a minute and people gave their opinion and I disagree and I do this. And Eric defended the song choice selection very well. And it went for maybe like 5 minutes, but of an hour meeting.
Yeah.
And I
And we were coming to a close.
Oh, yeah. And I said, all right. I said, so what you guys just experienced is what a typical dysfunctional elder group looks like because everybody gave input and nothing got decided, you know. And I had a lunch with a guy today who called me the wise old sage. And he's like, you really said that? I'm like, oh, I absolutely said that because it was a good example. Everybody talked, nothing got accomplished. And if I had to add to it, I got really frustrated and didn't want to be there anymore.
No, yeah.
But that is what it can be like instead of dividing. And then the trustees is pandemonium of male testosterone. Tim Allen meets, I don't know who else,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
older Tim Allen. But
yeah.
we get stuff done and it's hilarious to watch. And like at one point, your dad, Mr. Herr, is talking with Joe Shimko and Jan's in that corner. And I just look at Jan and she's giggling like a child. She was like, oh, it was very entertaining.
Can I chime in? Because I was sitting after our worship practice, I was in the office on the computer working on stuff. And just the trustees, their meeting ended, I guess. And they were working on
I call it a field trip because they'll be talking
Yes.
about like the spotlights on the stage.
Okay.
And they'll talk for like 5 minutes. I'm going to go, we can have a field trip afterwards. You just go look at it. We don't have to sit here and talk about it.
They came storming into the office to look at the security cameras.
Oh, gosh.
And it was beautiful, honestly. It was like
They
it
could
was
be a lot of
Joe
other places.
And Ron, Izzy, Marty,
Chad.
It was
what a
those 5, and they
All in the
just-
office?
Yes,
That's a lot of people in
they
that
all
office.
rolled
In the counting room.
and they're
Yeah.
just no, like it was. I swear I'm not making fun because it was beautiful.
Yes.
Like it really enjoyed it.
You
And
can
I'm
also
like,
make fun.
I'm trying to get work done, but they're hilarious in there.
At one point, Chad called his brother and got him on a FaceTime who sounds exactly like Chad. And he's talking to him and he's like, well, you just check the model number. It's on the bottom or on the back. And Chad's like, no, I just want you to come to church and you can check it out then. Well, I'm going to need the model number. And you're Joe Shimko. I think it's on the bottom, maybe on the back. And you're just like, and at the very end, it's like, all right, love you. And every male around this table went, love you, Hunter, love you. So
That's great.
it's the manicness of my life,
Man, it's been 3 weeks
at least.
since we
I think
We're on the
3
mic?
weeks off.
Yeah,
I can't even remember
a
now.
lot's happened. Abby was the last one on,
Yeah.
which was the week. Wow.
It was last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Do you have a boo button on there?
No, so that would have been the week Lex
December
was in
11th.
Colorado. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, wow. So almost a month.
Wow.
But yeah, it feels good to be back on the mic. There's a ton that has
Yeah,
happened in the month.
I flew over all of it.
I'm gonna just highlight one thing. We had a really fun time out in Wheeling. We went to do the Ogilvy lights and whatnot, but we went out and we met up with our friends, the Malarkeys. They have a daughter the same age as Maggie, and my highlight was getting a tour of the Capitol Theater in Wheeling, which man, dude, I feel like there's part of me that grew up in the wrong time. And
Sure,
also,
sure.
I would have probably gotten in more trouble if I grew up in the time of the heyday of the Capitol Theater.
Sure.
Because like we got to see everything. We got to see like where the radio stations broadcast out of there. You guys all right?
Yeah.
I'm fine, thank you.
And
just got
but like one level down from like the lobby, there was a pool hall, and then the next level down literally under the theater seats was a bowling alley. And we got to see like all where that all used to be. The scoreboard from the last league game was up, which was in
They
the
didn't
60s.
take you to the next level.
Oh yeah.
That's where the speakeasy was.
Yeah, I'm sure there was
Brothel
something
was underneath that.
I wouldn't doubt it, but it was just really cool. And Maggie and I got to play drums on the Capitol Theater with like this all the sound on and everything.
Oh, that's
It was awesome. It was a core memory for
It's like the
for
grand
me and
old
for
West
me.
Virginia Opry.
Yeah, it was just really cool, just really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you pulled off a bit of a parenting 501 level difficulty move the next evening.
Oh yeah, we were staying at a hotel. It was fine. It was fine. It wasn't dirty. It was a clean hotel. The bathroom was weird. No like counter sink, just like sink. Nothing like underneath the holding it up. It's just like attached to the wall, like you see in like a gas station bathroom. And
I would have gone with jail, but go on.
yeah, same. And it was a handicap room. I don't know what we're supposed to say now. I'm not even going to apologize. I don't know what we're saying.
Disabled.
I'm
just kidding.
Accessible.
Accessible.
Whatever. And across the whole, so we had 2 queen beds, and across the back wall of the 2 queen beds was a room length mirror. Just all mirror. So it was just a weird hotel. There was a lot of kids there, like doing something. Could have been sport related, could have been youth group.
Magic the Gathering for you.
Sure. Just some weird characters.
So what you did was.
So we decided to come home early and not stay one more night because it's only like an hour away.
But that's a problem.
It's a problem because Maggie wanted to stay at the hotel again because it's exciting. It's a hotel. Sure. It's not at home, and so I bartered with her. I said, "You can have a sleepover with mommy in our room when we get home, and if we get to go home." And she gave in, and we just drove home in an hour and slept in our own house. I didn't sleep in our own bed, but that was fine.
But you slept by yourself in the guest bed.
I slept fine, and I was glad to be home. Glad to wake up here the next morning for sure.
That's such a bold, great move. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I have several moments with my kids, but I'll highlight one. This morning.
Ooh.
No, this afternoon, Ethan asked me to make him an omelet. He was going to go out and I asked him to get a new key for the charger because he got a new car. And man, we have so much to talk about. But yeah, he got it. We got him a new car. His old one was totaled, blah, blah, blah. So we got a great deal. But I asked him to go get another key made, and he gladly took that. And
is it just an old school key?
No, it's a $160 key. Fob, and all that stuff. But so I asked him to head that up. I'm super busy. I said, "Can you please go do this?" He was more than happy to do it. But before he left, he's like, "Can you make me an omelet?" Which he loves my omelets. I don't mind making him an omelet at all. And so I made him the omelet, and he looked at me and said, "Thanks, I love you." And I said, "You know what, bud? Every time you tell me that you love me, it is a blessing to me. It is. You don't know how much I'm blessed by my son."
Sure.
My 18-year-old son saying that he loves
college
me.
freshman.
Yes. And he just gave me this like the best look, and he went, "Good. I love you." And then like popped down the stairs. And it was just one of those moments.
It's so funny.
After he went, I was just standing in the kitchen by myself, and I looked out the back and I said, "God, I am so rich." Like that is such like people chase wealth and they chase like that stuff right there is you can gloss over that. You could how many children have never heard their father say that they love
Sure.
he loves them, or vice versa, you know. And it was one of those moments where I was like, man, things are good, you know, with all the other craziness of circumstances that's going on. And since he's been home from school, we've had multiple moments like that. Yeah, I think he's maturing quite a bit, and it's great to see. And so there's a lot, like I said, a lot we could talk about, from, you know, my brother-in-law's death to we're actually doing we decided to do an online memorial. I know Lex talked to you and got some advice, so thank you for that. But yeah, we're doing an online memorial.
I'm sorry, it's not a funny thing. I'm chuckling because my encouragement to her was, there's no perfect way for you to eulogize your brother and deliver the gospel. And it's not as if it all weighs on your shoulders. And so my point was, it's okay. Like, I feel like that's all I'm telling people anymore is like, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Like, God is either sovereign or he's not, you know? So that's why I chuckled. Not at the online thing.
Yeah. So we're doing that tomorrow.
She still feel good?
Does she still feel good
about it? Like, okay, she feels confident, feels prepared.
Yeah, she's been putting a ton of time and energy into it. I've done the slideshow, and I'm going to be kind of leading the meeting. And, you know, doing the slideshow is kind of surreal. I did it when my friend Rob passed, but to sit there and then you're rehearsing the timing and everything, so you're watching it again and again, and again. You're seeing all the pictures, and it hits you differently each time. So yeah, I think we're prepared. She's put a ton of time and effort into it, and
it works easy.
Yeah, I've just decided not to work this year. No, that's not true. That's not true. But I have decided to change my work situation a bit. There's so many things going on, and all of it, 90% of it is wonderful, and I'm here for it.
And God's in charge of all of it.
Yeah, and He's leading, and you know, I am somebody that likes to be put into not pressure situations, but I do like to be tested, and
you work well under pressure.
Yeah. I really do.
Yeah, you do.
So I'd rather do that than sit around and not know what I'm doing, you know? So
I like how you embrace pressure.
We do not run from adversity. We pin our eyes back. Whatever other things Tomlin says. Pin their ears back. We peel off our eyelids, whatever he says.
That sounds painful.
He said something like that. We cut off our eyelids. We're not afraid.
I like when you quote Tomlin, too.
Yeah, I just love him.
Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's funny. My family had a really nice and long, because just the school schedule, winter break together. And when it's not quite over, as far as the Christmas celebrations, we're not quite done as far as like going and seeing family, because we still have to go see.
You have more Christmas to do.
We have to go see Grammy Barb and the Pleasantville Greats.
Wow.
You're making things up.
No,
you've never said any of those things before.
Well, Grammy Barb I have mentioned before.
Yeah, it's true, because she does tofu with Thanksgiving when we did the draft years ago. Sparkling juice. What does she do?
Oh yeah, the juice.
Granny Barb
was
did
some
something.
drink.
Granny Barb came in strong.
It was some drink. Or
sabotaged your whole draft.
It was some Thanksgiving drink.
Sure.
And you listed it as like one of your
sparkling.
It was probably sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, Granny Barb.
And we were like, what?
That's top pick. Never mind. Anyway,
what is the Pleasantville? What did you say? Pleasantville.
The Pleasantville Greats. So outside of Titusville is a little town smaller than Titusville called Pleasantville, and that is where Grammy Barb and the Pleasantville Greats live. And the Pleasantville Greats are, Grammy Barb is one of them because she is a great grandmother to my children, and then my dad's sisters are great aunts to my children. They started referring to themselves as the Pleasantville Greats way back in the day.
Make a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Or a shawl, maybe.
So we still have to go see them next weekend. That will probably, should be our final
long sleeve tee
holiday-ish visit.
Oh, not your final one with them. You're not offing.
No,
jeez, Grim Reaper.
Well, but
Davidson.
Speaking of, that's another part of it is we did. Amy and I were reflecting on that. I mean, if Ben's plans don't change, right now he's planning on moving over near Philly in the fall. So we're like, this is our last, potentially, probably our last like Christmas, just the four of us.
Yeah,
just the four. So we really embraced that and enjoyed spending that time together. So bittersweet, even though he's obviously still here. But I have to share another thing with you guys real quick. So, as you know, we've been house hunting.
Oh yeah.
And since, I don't know, middle of November, I guess. It's sort of been a whirlwind, but we've been having fun with it. But we got to the point where we really loved this one house, as you know, I was sharing with you guys. It was in Penn Hills, and a little expensive, but we're like, no, but it's okay. We can make an offer, and just, it's been on the market for a couple months and whatever. Today was a whirlwind of craziness.
Bing, bang, boom.
Because we decided, okay, we're going to put an offer in.
Oh.
And then, so our real estate agent got everything like typed up this morning and was contacting their agent and da-da-da-da. And we hear that their agent said that, well, they have multiple offers, and they had a due date for the offers, which, oh my gosh, was today at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, we didn't even realize, but
Been on the
wow, we
market
got
for
our
months,
offer
huh?
in right under, what'd you say?
Been on the market for months, and all of a
I
sudden,
know. Weird, right? So we were like a little suspicious, but we just found out they went with another offer.
bummer.
That we
Dang
could
it.
not possibly match.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
we're
praise
like,
God then.
I know.
Wasn't
right?
the
Like,
right fit.
That's beautiful
Yeah.
house. We were very excited, and
That whole neighborhood's
That's what
awesome.
happens.
So maybe something else will pop up there
Man,
too.
I
That's
don't
a there's
It's a hidden gem.
older people up there. You know what I'm saying?
just wait a little bit.
The greats of
Yeah.
Jefferson Heights. You know,
Jefferson
the
Highlands.
Jefferson Heights greats.
Isn't Jefferson
used to be a-
Highlands? Jefferson Heights.
Heights.
There used to be a ball field over there. I used to play Little League there. Marathon
That's right. You
field.
were telling me about that little.
Is that where the dog park is now?
No.
I don't
Well,
know.
maybe that
But
could
that
be
was-
connected
that
I
to
was-
it. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it's become. I just remember there used to
Yeah.
be a ball field there.
There's still a lot of open space back there. Yeah. But anyway, that was not meant to be, and so
Now
just a
you
little bit of-
Mount Lebanon? Is
little
that
bit of
next place you're
sadness.
looking?
Yeah, we're thinking more like Maryland, maybe.
Sure.
Just like,
Sure.
Maryland,
Finally gonna do it.
yeah. I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna keep looking, because no house we looked at, and we've looked at not a million, but we've looked at like 6, I think, and 7, 8. I don't know.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7.
I have a large building in Swissvale that has
Oh, I heard
You
about
could
that.
put a little loft action in there, a
Yeah,
little
there's-
Like a-
industrial,
there's some offices right now, but we can talk.
Huge garage.
Kitchen,
Yeah.
big garage, yeah.
Okay.
new piping.
New piping, absolutely. Yep. Roof leaks a little bit. Don't worry about that.
Well, wherever you end up, you will always have a seat at the table.
Tiken.
However, there are only a few who sit at the head of the table
For now.
for now. Well, and for arguably, potentially the last time, we would like to thank Groot from the Hooked on Jesus podcast, Laurie Ann, Bethany Jaworski, Mary Lynn Ashley, and Breaking 90, who have gone to lunchtimeinrome.com and become a paid subscriber and sit at the head of the table, which up until today has given them all the benefits of being able to be known and mentioned as sitting at the head of the table. But as I promised to everyone who sits at the table, that I would bring together an incentive program for future and additional people who would sit at the head of the table. So from this point on, and by the way, we've had preliminary discussions about this, and we're going to continue to discuss it right now with all of both of you watching online as we speak, and the 4 of us around the table, and then we'll take feedback moving on.
Yeah.
So the one thought is that number one, you get to be at this, at the head of the table. We can throw out a number, but if we go back to that other podcast you and I used to listen to, Eric, do we want to put a number on it? Or is it anybody that gives, so you can give $1 or you can give whatever you think it's worth to listen to, the value for value.
Right.
Or do we want to put a number on it? Because maybe you want to give $100 a month. But if we tell you, you only have to give $5 a month, well, then we've left $95 a month on the table.
Right.
Under the table.
Yeah.
Off the table.
I know.
Term is on, but that's fine.
Yeah, this is it's hard because I know what you're talking about. But you could have like the the special seat at the head of the table or something like that for like the top giver, and then
headest
everybody
of-
else
the
is
headest of the table.
Yeah, yeah. The padded seat,
Most head of the
most
table.
beautiful.
the most comfortable chair that we got at the
Lead
table.
head of the table. So, shall we? What do you guys think? Should there be a dollar amount just to be deemed at the head of the table?
There is a certain amount that you
A
have to hit
minimum.
on the podcast you're talking about for the value for value. There is a dollar amount that you have to hit to be at the head of the table.
Well, they don't have a head of the table, but
Well, I know, but for sake
To be
of our-
mentioned.
King of the
Right.
to
Night.
be mentioned.
to be mentioned.
Yes.
Right.
So, what do you guys think that number should be? Just to be named as sitting at the head of the table, $5 a month, or a one-time annual $60?
I don't think $5 a month is bad.
We could list the number of ways people spend $5.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah, $5 these days goes fast. But I was thinking about like
That's
well,
it. Just coffee.
five
Two-thirds of a
list.
value meal.
You could find a used vinyl record for $5.
You could.
Might not,
few
though.
scratches. Few scratches. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was debating in my head like the $5 versus maybe $10 price
It's
point.
a little steep.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't spend $10 a month on a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I do.
On subscriptions, you mean?
right?
Oh, I still
like,
do.
No, you spend 15 or 20.
well, some of them have
Netflix.
gone up. It's
Yeah.
true.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, but Netflix is different though.
But like we're talking
Yeah,
like
that pushes an agenda.
if
whereas
you had
we
to
just
pay
talk.
for every single show you watched, you
Sure.
know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, ugh, I don't
but I'm
$5.
thinking of like other shows that
Six.
that come out like once a
Seven.
week, that kind of thing. Not like a not like a Netflix where you can literally turn on Netflix and watch, you know,
Garbage.
but hundreds of shows. You know what I mean? Like it's more.
We're one
specific.
show.
Wait,
Right.
Do we want to do this right now? I don't know if it's the best use of our time, to be honest with you,
Great.
on this podcast.
Well, I'm going to list. We'll
yeah, maybe
figure-
list the benefits and we can talk about
Great.
because there's nobody really giving us feedback.
No.
So.
Number 2, if you sit at the head of the table, you automatically get a Lunchtime in Rome sticker and a personalized thank you picture of the 4 of us here at the table.
Oh, it's a good gift.
It is not framed because that would cost extra. And by the way, thank you, Mary Lynn. She did a lot of research and thought into this. And there's a lot of things we could do, but then what happens is people go, I don't need a framed picture, and you just spent money on this. I want your money to go to the equipment. I want your money to go to this. So we dropped a lot of incentives. For X amount, we're looking at a bigger number. You would get to send in an audio file saying goodbye, because at the end of every podcast,
I like this
I
one.
we
think that's
say
a
goodbye.
really cool idea. Yeah.
And then you could say goodbye.
I think Radiolab does stuff like that. Remember Radiolab?
Oh yeah, they do have like a. Yeah, I remember that.
Anyways, cool.
Yeah,
Cool idea.
that is a cool
It
idea.
Keeps it
I like
fresh.
that.
For a little bit more a month, you could be the only person that begins the podcast. So when we say, Brian's first line, they could say it.
Very cool. That's a cool one.
Yeah. We would have a periodic every month, once a quarter. We would open up the couch over here. We would serve you wine and cheese and some fruit.
I like this
And
one
you
too.
could be in the live audience, not on mic,
It's
not
going to
on
cost
mic.
a lot.
I might do this one. I think, yeah.
And then lastly, and this was a new one that Marilyn added, for a donation of X, you could have the privilege of dedicating an episode to a loved one.
So they get to sponsor an episode, and
yeah,
we can say
in memory
they
of-
are a sponsor.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's cool. You can like that would
Dedicate more than sponsor, though.
but you would be a producer, and it's what's interesting is like you can literally put that on the podcast that we were mentioning before. You could literally put that on your LinkedIn if you wanted to.
IMDb.
That you're a IMDb
Producer of this podcast.
Yeah, which is
Episode
pretty cool.
number blank.
Yeah,
Wait, could we be on IMDb right now?
we might be. I don't know. We might be. I don't know if they do podcasts on IMDb or what, but maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, different
I
subject.
think it's for, yeah. But either way.
Yeah.
So those are the ideas, and we will hammer out the final details, but that is the program that we have. If you think there's a better idea, please send it in. If anything we just said made you just flip out and scream and yell and throw your phone across the room, maybe you don't have a lot of emotional maturity. And a lot of the people who sit at the table are the followers of Jesus Christ. And it occurred to me when I saw this topic, I thought, I talk about emotional intelligence. I talk about emotional needs. One could argue, and there's no way of knowing, more than just about any pastor anywhere. Is that a fair statement? That I talk about emotional needs more than most pastors do,
You talk about emotional needs more than any other pastor, that
even
I've
from the
ever-
pulpit.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, from the pulpit.
That's
Now,
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
whole world, I can't say.
There's no way of knowing.
Wait,
But
there's no
none
way.
of us have been in a church where they were like,
I don't
here's
know
how
if
you
they
meet
keep
people's
stats on
emotional
that,
needs. No.
I
What was the
guarantee
one
you
I
you're the
had?
number one.
There was one the other day.
Can we check
Where
the stats on
I
IMDb?
put money on it. You're the number one.
There was one the other day where I was like, clearly no pastor's ever done that before. I don't remember what it was. So I came across a resource on this. And so I just thought I could bring it to the table and we could talk about it because I really enjoyed it. And the fact that we don't talk about it, but the more emotionally mature a Christian is, I think the better off they are, obviously. But what are the characteristics of that? Think about this. How many people in churches, number one, you react less and you reflect more?
Okay.
How many churches, and not even churches, how many Christians do we know react a lot and reflect little?
The majority.
Have you experienced that? Like,
Sure.
Somebody I know recently just got yelled at by their pastor. And I was like, you mean reprimanded? And they're like, oh no, he yelled at me. I was like, really? Like,
That's wild.
yeah, it doesn't surprise you.
It doesn't surprise me, but it's wild. Yeah, I mean, keyboard warriors. I mean, there's been a lot of times where I don't participate in social media pretty much at all anymore. But when I did, there would always be like a reflection time of like before hitting enter, and I would probably say a good 80%. I would be like, I don't need to put this online, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction, lashing out, I'll say.
Sure. The one phrase is emotional maturity introduces space between feeling and response. So it's not that your feelings don't matter, but like we always say, go ahead, Brian.
Or that you can't express what you're thinking and feeling. You're
Correct.
just giving like you said, it's a buffer. It's like the when they used to do live TV and had the swear button or whatever.
Oh yeah,
delay.
the dump button on radio
Yeah.
still exists.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of your feelings, you'll be manipulated by your
t-shirt.
emotions. Yeah. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Brian's like, I would say both.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Both?
Depends on the city.
No, that's a great verse.
Secondly, you are less easily offended. How are we at that?
Us personally, the
Yes.
four of us.
I'm much better than I used to be, but I still like. I've always
Because
had
we've
that.
just beaten the crap
You've
out of
beaten
you.
it out of me. I can't. Yeah, I just can't care anymore. No, like, just one of my highest relational needs is respect, and so it was very easy, and still, if I don't watch it, but like, it's easy for me to react as offended, being part of that. Like, if I feel something as disrespect, like I'm like, well,
Yeah.
how dare you?
For me, I think there's a big difference between being offended and feeling disrespected. Maybe,
Oh, completely different.
yeah. Some
Not
people
for me.
might say, but like I don't get offended by, I don't think anything. Like I just don't get offended. I don't, because that's giving somebody something that, I'm not going to give them. So I think most of us, I think all of us at this table are very much not offended.
Well, and imagine, if you will, a Christian leader, or not even a Christian leader, someone who calls themselves, who is a Christian. Let me just stop right there. But is always offended. Well, that's not a good look for the kingdom.
No.
What's the name? Tony Robbins, the gigantic head.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, stop telling people that you are triggered. He goes, you are triggering yourself. You are choosing to
Right.
take something that
Yes.
offends
You're
you or
giving-
bothers
right.
you.
You're giving power away.
Right. And
The whole
that's a
victim,
good point.
Victim mentality.
But the power, are you controlled by the power of the Holy Spirit or the power of the words that somebody said. The two scripture verses that we have are, great peace have those who love your law, meaning God's law, and nothing can make them stumble. Psalm 119, 165. And I love the next one. In 1 Corinthians 4:3, Paul says, Brian,
I care very little if I am judged by you or by any human court. Indeed, I do not even judge myself.
man, I want to get there.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
goals right there.
Oh, honey, I can't.
I just can't. I can't. I care. I'm okay. I care very little if I'm judged by you. I'm pretty much there. Or by any human court. Well, all right.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Don't want
And I do not even judge myself.
to. Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tough. I hold myself to a high standard, I suppose.
There's a difference between that though and judging yourself,
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like.
I mean, years ago, I told somebody who was trying to mentor me, fool. Everyone who tried to, their lives just were ruined for different reasons. But he said, you really hold your leaders to a high standard. And I said, well, yeah, it's important what we do. And he goes, you hold yourself to that same standard? I was like, oh, gosh, no. And then I swung the other way and I beat myself up. Number 3, you take responsibility instead of shifting blame.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, we all agree.
Yeah. This is one I have struggled with in the past. Still kind of struggle with a little bit, but yeah.
I think one of the most reliable markers of emotional maturity is ownership.
Fair.
Immaturity avoids responsibility and seeks someone else to blame. And maturity accepts responsibility, even when it's uncomfortable, does not excuse, deflect, or rationalize.
I had a meeting last week with somebody who was struggling with another person. And the other person is irrational and lashes out and is dumping their past hurts onto them. And it was such a cool meeting because I said, well, you know where that's coming from. It's not your fault. Like, it's a lifetime of hurts that they're looking at anything you say through, and then they're giving it to you and saying, you did this. I said, can you see how your words, they looked at them differently through that lens? Oh yeah, I can see how they're doing that. I said, okay, so the next time they do that, just say to them, wow, I can see how you feel that way. And I'm sorry that my words made you do that. And they went, just like that? I went, well, yeah, because you can see it. You don't, it's not, you didn't mean to hurt them, but you can see how they twisted your words into the derogatory way they took it. It's not clear. It's not accurate, but you can see that.
Is the other person in the room when you're explaining this?
No, gosh, no. Gosh, no. No. But my point was you can have the confidence to go, even when, so this is, you take accountability when you're wrong. Here, the person's not even wrong. They were just saying something and the person twisted it.
Right.
But now the person I was speaking with is so emotionally mature and mature in their faith that they're like, well, yeah, I can do that. And hey, because they said, what's it cost you? Oh, you know what? I can see that. I'm really sorry. I said, and now, by the way, it's going to blow their heads up because they're looking for the fight. And I said, and that enables you to work with them longer and everything else. So I love that one as much as any other. The examples, one is Adam and Eve. Like, they didn't take a lot of accountability. Some would argue none.
Pretty clear. Yeah.
But David demonstrating maturity when confronted by Nathan, and he just simply said, yeah, I've sinned against the Lord.
Nathan or Jonathan?
I don't know. I wrote Nathan.
Joe Nathan.
Jonathan.
I think it was in regards, as it is. Point of the story. We can look it up.
Well, maybe which time?
Yes,
Was
many
he confronted
times.
several times?
He was good at accepting blame,
Yeah.
David. Yeah. And he had it time and time again.
Yeah.
Listen, I did it again.
Well, like, what else are we saying to God? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like that's all it is. It's coming clean.
And there is something great about when somebody does take ownership to their mistakes or their whatever it might have been. there's a freedom that comes with that. Because at that point, you're not playing any games. You're saying, let's just cut to the chase and let's call it what it is. And let's deal with it as we need to deal with it.
And again, I agree.
I prefer
think
that.
Me agree to agree.
Well, yeah, that bit.
I think with different emotional needs, though, it's more challenging for people. If you have a high need for acceptance,
That's true. Yeah.
you don't want to admit that you're wrong because then you did something
There's
wrong.
the chance that, yeah.
If you have a high need of security, I want to make sure everything's okay. So now you might also be more, akin to that high need for respect. What do you mean? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could say like emotional maturity in that realm, like security. The emotionally mature way to like recognize how to help your own security is to address things up front and like help stabilize the situation rather than deflect.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not completely understanding.
Well, like you were saying, if someone's high need of security is causing them
Preclude them from taking ownership.
Right. Would a more mature act on their part with regard to their own security be like, this isn't feeling good. I know I this is my, I have a lack of security right now. I need to address it up front rather than shift the blame.
Yeah. I mean, I would say instead of maturity, I would say a higher emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, if I just take the blame that I have rightfully, or in like my person's case the other day, not even rightful. Oh, then I'm going to feel more secure. So to me, that's an emotional intelligence. I know what meets my needs rather than fearing what might not meet my needs. So therefore, I'll have that emotional intelligence to say, yeah, I just have to come clean. I've learned, I know. And yeah, I mean, maturity, but whatever. So I would agree with that.
And I interrupted you. I'm sorry. You were...
No, it's gone.
Okay.
And it wasn't important. You want to bring up number 4?
Yeah. You can sit with discomfort without needing immediate relief. I mean, yeah, that patience, the wisdom in patience.
That's an incredibly mature thing to do, to be able to sit with conflict or whatever it might be, because we live in a world, unfortunately, that has a lot of and the older I've gotten, especially over the last couple of years, in a lot of the conversations I've had and a lot of the circumstances, there have been a lot of times where I've had to sit, and there was a time where I could never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would, especially as a kid or teenager, I would do something to, I mean, even somewhat recently to try to put that discomfort out of my brain, whether that was trying to numb myself or whatever, but now, like over the last couple of years, really, I have been able to sit with very uncomfortable things. There's something really cool more often than not that happens in that process. When you do sit with that, God comes in and puts it into perspective for you. And then you can turn around and engage in ways that often, I mean, for me, have often surprised me in how they've gone. And I might not get the resolution I want, but I know that if I would have reacted off the cuff and not been able to sit with that and wrestle with that tension, it would have turned out differently, and not as healthy, right? Like I might not, like I said, I might not get the results I necessarily want, but I know that the process has been much more healthy.
I agree. I have found that I have been able to sit with things that are uncomfortable, but I wonder if it morphs. And so what do I mean by that? We went through the Trey days. Rachel and I went through our time and learning all this. But I'm good. You want to, like, people reached out to us on Christmas Eve. Like I've talked about this before. This must be a really hard day for you because that's the day that Trey was diagnosed. And I'm like, really, it's not. We've agreed to, we've comforted it. Learning Rachel, learning how she is, learning that just because she's exhausted and tired doesn't mean she's mad at me. All right, I can sit with that uncomfortable. But now it's like with Joe and Bella, when they don't do what they should do, when they behave differently, or when they're not okay. It's like, okay, now I got to stretch in that. It's like I find things, different, new, uncomfortable things
Yeah.
to have to persevere through. And I haven't really looked into that too much, but this caused me to think of that.
But it's also, that to me is also a sign of maturity, that you're willing to do that rather than avoid.
Or just reacting and snapping or avoiding.
Right.
Yeah. That was really loud there. Sorry. Romans 5:3-4. Not only but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character hope. For sure. Eric, what's number 5?
You are more honest about your inner life. Emotional immaturity hides, it performs, it pretends, it presents an image rather than a reality. Emotional maturity values honesty over appearance. It stops pretending before God and others.
I've known quite a few people who pretend. They have the image. And there's some people that do it more cartoonishly than others. And it's always fascinating to me to watch. It always makes me cringe. What energy goes into that?
Exhausting.
How much double think and overthink and hiding and excusing that you have to do to live that life.
And I would argue it's probably of the 7, by the way, it's the most damaging to a Christian's witness.
Because implicitly or explicitly, you're saying, I don't trust God. I don't trust that God.
Well, I can't trust you, because
Yeah.
I know you're putting on an image. You can't know. We're too good anymore in this world that you can't be that fake for that long, or you're a sociopath. And that's not a good witness.
No.
Yeah. Psalm 51:6. You desired faithfulness even in the womb. You taught me wisdom in that secret place.
How much have we learned in the womb? It's a question I've been wondering recently, but we don't have to talk about
That's a
it.
deep question.
Like, how much have we forgotten by the time that we're 3 years old? How much have we lost? Did we have telepathy when we're like half a year old? These are things I wonder.
Oh, I'm telepathic.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So, anyways, that's a different.
Well, Bobby
topic,
Cobb
different
lost
podcast.
his brother in the womb. Said he was looking him right in the eyes. It was
Yeah.
his first memory.
So, Cougar Town.
Because my first memory. Number 6, you were less driven by the need for approval.
One of the strongest indicators of emotional maturity is freedom from constant approval seeking. Immaturity needs affirmation to feel secure. Maturity finds security in God's acceptance. And I honestly think that ties into a little bit about what I was saying before about the pretender and the performer. You found security. That's such a great line. Maturity finds security in God's acceptance. And we sing songs about it. We read scripture about it. We talk about it. If you're a Christian, and then you go
Looks
out,
good on paper.
looks good on paper, and then you go out and watch people just do the opposite. And
Is that the first one where
An emotional need is listed.
yeah.
Except, yeah. I guess.
Well, security was mentioned before, I think, but maybe not in the
as
title.
like as a headline
Yeah.
bullet.
Mm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But there's something in there as well that I think too often Christians go the opposite way. Well, I don't need the approval of man. I have the approval of God. Like, no, you're a jerk.
it's
And
just
nobody
me
likes you.
and Jesus.
Yeah.
I
Like,
got me and my Jesus.
I don't like either one of them.
But when it's healthy, because I mean, I speak for myself, this world can be very alienating.
Oh, yeah.
This world can make you feel very alone, and it can happen anywhere, anytime, multiple times a day. And for me to know, look, it doesn't matter where I go or what people have said or done. God has accepted me. God has embraced me. God has relentless love.
Loves you just the way you are.
Yeah, and like that is a almost a superpower.
Gotta remember that.
Is a superpower.
Got to remember that.
What's that?
You have to remember that, or else you then, it's tough to be like, oh man, I really screwed up. Yeah, but God still loves me.
Yes.
You have to remind yourself of that, or you'll go backwards in that.
And to tag on to what you were saying, Jay, about the person who's just like doesn't care what they do because they don't care about what anybody thinks of them except for God. Like you could say, okay, freedom from constant approval seeking, but the opposite of approval seeking isn't
Define.
seeking everybody
being
to
a
be angry
contrarian.
with you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like the opposite of approval seeking is calm and mature. Like what we're talking about is it's not approval seeking. It's not. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's kind of like when we say the opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is indifference. You know.
I'm with you. Proverbs 29:25, fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. To a point. Safe in the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Safe in the Lord.
Yeah.
Safe in the Lord. You might end
The
up,
circumstances might look.
you might go right into the fiery furnace. You may be
Different.
stoned to death, but you and God,
You're all right.
you'll be good. And finally, Brian, you want to lead us on that one?
When God's opinion matters more than applause, emotional maturity is firmly established.
And go on to number 7. That was part of the last one. I'm sorry. It was bad typing on my
You
part.
recover faster from emotional setbacks. The final sign of emotional maturity is resilience. Man. Mature believers. No, it is. Resilience is it is another superpower. If you can stack these things, the need for belonging to God, or the knowledge that you belong to God, and being resilient, man, those two things will get you real far.
I just imagine you like in your head after you read that, you're like, I am so emotionally mature.
But you are resilient.
Yeah, you are.
Mature believers still stumble emotionally, but they recover more quickly.
That's the statement I love. It's
Yeah.
like, mature believers still stumble, but yes,
But they recover more quickly because they're healthy and they do not spiral endlessly. They do not remain stuck in shame, anger, or despair.
So I heard a thing the other day, and it said when people spiral, a very good thing to do is say, "What do I know for certain right now?" It's such a good thing, and it goes back to my switching on your brain and everything else. But if part of that is, what do I know right now? Okay, I just screwed up. I flipped out. I yelled. I did one of these first 6 things the wrong way. Well, God is God. I'm not. I'm fallible. He forgives me. All right, we're going to get back up to speed real quick. If we go, oh, my stupid dad was right. I'm never going to amount to anything. And my friends who rejected me, if you focus on that, well, then you're doomed. You're going to spiral. And so the emotionally intelligent person does recover quickly.
Back in the day when Lex and I were, business was failing and I mean, it was black and dark for us. And her mom had just died. Like, it was the blackest time. I've talked about it a little bit before. We had less than zero money. And there were times where we were like, okay, all right, will they come and take our children? Maybe. Okay. If they come, like, we did that exercise and it was real life. That's a sobering place to be, but it's also healthy to be able to do that, because when it's, especially when you're doing it at your darkest time, because then
Everything else bonus.
everything else is great. Yeah. But it's a good discipline to be able to have and helps you carry you through life, I think.
For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. Proverbs 24:16. Very, very true. I stumble. Yesterday Rachel said to me, she goes, I feel like you're just waiting me out until I say yes.
Ooh.
And I went, that is correct. I said, and that's unfair, and I apologize. And it was like, it was this,
About X subject or whatever.
something I wanted, I said, hey, listen, I think we should do this as a family. This
I
situation.
feel like you're waiting me up. I'd say yes.
Yeah. And I said, that's correct. And that's unfair of me. I said, so take as much time as you need. If you would then add in
Yeah.
to say.
To say yes. Yes.
But I admitted, I was like, yeah, that was bad. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. And we talked about the fight that we were in a little while ago. And she said, I'm just trying to express an emotional need. And I went, and I am not meeting it. And that's wrong. So we do stumble.
Yeah. I always, when I talk to people that just beat themselves up about making a mistake or something,
Historically, not me recently.
My thing is, look, Tom Brady was the best quarterback that's ever played in the NFL. Threw some interceptions. You look at every season, he had some interceptions, but the guy he just kept going out and doing it and winning. And you have to remember that you're going to make the mistakes, but you keep getting better in the process.
I agree, and I think that of these 7 things, they just comprise, like, if we are truly going to make disciples of all nations and fulfill the Great Commission and represent Christ well, you ain't doing it if you're not working on these 7 things. It just isn't. And it's a big miss, for lack of a better term, for the church as a whole, the body of Christ as a whole. With no transition, I would like to apologize, because I don't know when it was, early fall, I wanted to start a new food segment every time, and I came out the gates hard with 3 in a row, and then I dropped the ball. So I have another one I'd like to end the show on, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
Please.
What are your top 3 cuisines? If you could only eat 3 cuisines for the rest of your life,
define
define the word cuisine.
Like an ethnic.
Yes, an ethnic. That can also be American, which would be like burgers, dogs, whatever else.
So lasagna is a cuisine.
No, that would be Italian.
Italian
would be the cuisine.
Got it.
Yes.
The main bullet point, and then you got your sub.
Top of the outline.
Interesting.
All right. Well, right off the top of my head,
you'll get it from where he's going.
right off the top of my head, I'm going Italian.
Nordic.
No, you got to have Italian. Got to have Italian.
As number 1, though, we're also ranking.
Oh, well, I didn't think
Top
that far.
3. Okay,
but
you can go ahead.
I will say that
Dude,
Italian
I'll go
is the
Italian
one.
number
yeah,
1 for
Italian
me.
is the one
All
that
the
I
way.
would say, well, I can't live without that.
Yeah.
But I
For sure.
also feel the same about American.
Sure.
Okay. And then number 3, oh my gosh. This is where, so those 2 have to be in there. And then the 3 is debatable for me. I'm going to go with my most recent number 3, which is Japanese.
Now, see, that's an interesting.
I was curious about that.
Right. Like,
Because
can you just go Asian? I'm saying you can't go Asian.
Okay, I was gonna
you
say
can't go
you
Asian.
can't, because like that would include
No.
so much.
Right.
Right.
You
But
got
by Japanese,
Thai.
I'm talking mostly
You got Japanese, you
sushi and
Yeah.
Hibachi?
hibachi. Yeah.
Okay, dude, my 3 are the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
For
go out to
sure,
dinner.
dude.
Wait, what was the second one?
American.
Oh, Italian, American, Japanese.
What about Mexican?
know.
Is that one? Can
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Mexican, Japanese, Italian
Okay.
In that order.
in that order.
That's really
Nice.
interesting. I wouldn't have thought that.
I love.
I know. I mean, I love Mexican
Japanese
too.
food so
I
much.
would have put you
Oh.
American first.
Oh, I could eat Mexican food for every meal, because there's so much you can do.
There-
It's
right.
the same principles, but you can do it in a lot of different ways.
That's one of the best,
If I was on a
what's his
deserted
name?
island,
Jim
and they-
Gaffigan jokes.
yeah. If I
What's a
tortilla,
burrito?
cheese, meat,
Yeah,
vegetables.
yeah. What's a taco?
What is
Tortilla,
a
cheese-
tostada? But yeah, if I was on a desert island and you said, what's the one food that you would have to eat for the rest of your time? I would say Mexican.
See, for me, it's American, Mexican, Chinese.
Nice. I almost
Chinese.
Chinese.
Chinese. And also, well, duh, it's what I cook the most, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Japanese, hibachi, sure, whatever.
I
Really
love
shocks
hibachi.
me. Now, you with your Italian heritage, however, Italian is gluten heavy. Is that
Sure
why you're
is.
saying
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and also, this may be the most masculine thing I've ever said. Anymore, you know, red sauce, he has little burps, acidic. You know, so yeah. I mean, what can I do Italian? You know what I mean? And I'm not a big
Meatballs,
yeah. I mean,
sausage.
bread, sausage, but I don't really love fennel. So I make my own sausage.
Yeah.
I think my top cuisine is Mohans.
American.
I'm just going all in.
I haven't had
Mohans.
Mohans in a while.
Been a minute?
It's been like 6 or 8 months.
That's not good.
It's been a long time.
And guess what? As we close out the show, Joe, who is proudly our number 5, if you will, the top guest, had his, you'll appreciate this, instead of walking in his old man's footsteps, he's walking in Brian's footsteps.
Oh boy.
He was training behind the bar today.
Slinging shots.
Congrats to Joe.
So we'll see how that continues to go.
Oh,
his
at
mother's
Mohan's.
very excited.
Yeah.
No.
At Mohan's.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Very nice. I'm going to have to go have him.
Pour you a drink.
Yeah, I guess.
You ever had one?
Not of Joe's.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take us home, Chris.
And that's how we like to wind up episode 307. If we could remember one thing from today, I would think it's we all want to be like Tom Brady
That's right.
Or Lily Tomlin.
or Lily Tom. Join us next week live Wednesday evening for episode 308. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us, as always, at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Insert head of the table goodbye here.